Let's start with the last part of the chapter, that is the Quit India movement. It is given in the form of a very small paragraph in our chapter. So let's understand what was the background of this Quit India movement. The Cripps mission was a failed attempt in late March 1942 by the British government to secure full Indian cooperation and support for their effort in World War II. So, Britain wanted full cooperation and support from India in World War II, and that's the reason this mission was sent to India. This mission was headed by senior minister Sir Stafford Cripps. He belonged to the left wing Labour Party, traditionally sympathetic to Indian self rule, but was also a member of the coalition war cabinet led by the Prime Minister Winston Churchill. So he was also a core member of the coalition war cabinet, and at that time, then the Prime Minister was Winston Churchill, who had long been the leader of the movement to block Indian independence. So he was totally against India's independence. Cripps was sent to negotiate an agreement with the Nationalist Congress leaders. Cripps worked to keep India loyal to the British war effort in exchange from a promise for elections and full self-government, that is dominant status, once the war was over. So again, the same promise was made that if you are loyal to the British government in the World War II, then in exchange for that, we will give you elections and also full self-government, that is dominant status. Cripps discussed the proposal which he had drafted himself with the Indian leaders and published them. Both the major parties rejected his proposal, that is Hindu Mahasabha and the Muslim League. Both the leaders, both the major parties rejected the proposal, and they were also unacceptable to Churchill. No middle way was found and the mission failed. So he has drafted the proposal, but it was not accepted by the Hindus, by the Muslims, and also by Churchill. So there was no midway which was found and the mission failed. Congress moved towards the Quit India movement, whereby it refused to cooperate in the war efforts. In response, the British imprisoned practically the entire Congress leadership for the duration of the war. So, on the previous two slides, we saw the story of the Quit India movement, that is, why did the Quit India movement take place, correct? But now, let's read the points which are there in our textbook, correct? There is this very small paragraph which is given over there. So, that's the reason I told you the background. Now, you will be able to understand the movement, how did it take place. So, Quit India movement, it was a failure of the Cripps mission, and the effect of the World War II created widespread discontentment in India. Gandhiji launched a movement calling for complete withdrawal of British from India. Alright. So Congress Working Committee in its meeting in Wardha on 14 July 1942 passed the historic Quit India resolution, demanding the immediate transfer of power to Indians and quit India. So when the Cripps mission failed, so at that time, Congress Working Committee met at Wardha, and they passed a resolution, demanded a resolution, and they also in that resolution they demanded a transfer of power to Indians and British should quit India. On 8th August 1942 in Bombay, the All India Congress Committee endorsed a resolution which called for a non-violent mass struggle. So in Bombay, on 8th August 1942, everybody, all the Indian Congress Committee members, they endorsed the resolution. They said yes for the resolution and for a non-violent mass struggle, that everywhere there will be a non-violent mass struggle. It was on this occasion that Gandhiji delivered the famous do or die speech. The call for quit India almost brought the state machinery to a standstill all over the country. Okay, people voluntarily participated in the movement. So as soon as the call for quit India movement was given, and the call was for do or die, that is, you participate, and you participate wholeheartedly, even if your life goes away in this non-violent mission. You have to fight for the cause of Swaraj, and people voluntarily participated in the movement. People observe hartals and demonstrations and processions were accompanied by national songs and slogans. Students, workers, peasants participated in the movement. That is, all classes participated in the movement. It also saw the active participation of leaders like Jai Prakash Narayan, Aruna Asaf Ali, Ram Manohar Lohia, and many women such as Matangini Hazra in Bengal, Kanakalata Barua in Assam, and Rama Devi in Odisha. As all the main leaders of the Indian National Congress were taken into custody, so these underground leaders, these were the leaders, Jayaprakash Narayan, Aruna Asaf Ali, these leaders had started an underground movement where in which they had taken support of the students, workers, and peasants. Everybody supported them, and they would pass on the message from one group to another, so that this movement would take place in an organized way and everybody will be responsible and will participate in it. Okay, so the British responded with much force. Now British responded with much force, yet it took more than a year to suppress the movement. But it took more than a year to actually suppress the movement. So here we come to the end of the chapter. I hope you have understood the chapter National Movement in India. Okay, so it was a nationalism in India, how nationalism was brought in India. We understood the non-cooperation movement, we understood the civil disobedience movement, and in short, we also understood how the Quit India movement started in the end during the World War II, and how slowly and steadily Britishers had to leave the country, because when the Quit India movement started, we see that all groups, all classes are coming together for one single cause, and that is Swaraj, independent, independence of the country, independent India, correct? So now write down all the question and answers which have been given to you in the form of an assignment with each and every part. All right, those questions have appeared in the board exam n number of times. So do practice those questions.